Autocad is a very customizable program. The amount of flexibility we have can easily be seen in the sheer number of available user preferences. Let's take a look at where we can go when we want to change the way Autocad behaves. I'd like to make some changes to the way my Autocad is functioning. One thing I'd like to change is I'd like to remove these scroll bars. I really don't need these anymore. I'd also like to change this highlight feature. Notice as I move over this geometry, even if I don't have a command running, these things are kind of flashing and popping up on my screen, almost like a light show. Let's take and make some changes to our settings. If I want to do that, I can come up to my Tools pull down, and I can come all the way to the bottom of the menu and select Options. This is where we change the user preferences in Autocad. Now, notice that our options are segregated into tabs, and as I click on these tabs, we can see there are an astronomical number of settings that we can change in Autocad. Now, we're certainly not going to go through all of them. What I'm going to do first is show you how you can get information about what each of these options does. If I come up to the upper right-hand corner of the Options dialog, notice I've got a little question mark button. This represents a help feature. If I click on this button, Autocad puts the question mark on my cursor, and then I can come over and left-click on the option of my choice, and Autocad will tell me what that option does. Let me hit Escape to clear the help information, and let's change some settings. I'm going to go to my Display tab first, and in the array of settings on this tab, notice that they're arranged in groups with a heading. I'm going to go to the Window Elements heading, and I'm going to come down to Display Scroll Bars in Drawing Window. Now, like I said, the scroll bars aren't very important anymore. There are better ways to manipulate our view on the screen, so I'm going to turn these off. I can do that by clicking on this checkbox to remove the display. Now I'm going to come down and click my Apply button, and when I do, watch those scroll bars on the side of my screen. Notice Autocad takes them away. The next place I'd like to go is my Selection tab. I'm going to come up and click on the Selection tab, and let's address that issue with the highlighting of our entities. I'm going to go to my Selection Preview area, and I'm going to take the checkbox out of when no command is active. This means that when I move my cursor over an entity, it's not going to take and highlight on my screen. I want to do one more thing. Let's click the Visual Effects Settings button, and this controls how the entities are going to highlight. Right now it's set for both, which means it's going to be both dashed and thickened when it highlights. I'm going to set this for thicken only. This means when I'm in a command and I move over an entity, it's just going to get a little bit thicker on my screen, give me an idea of what I'm selecting. Let me click OK. One more essential setting I want to make is I want to go to our User Preferences tab, and I'm going to go to my right-click customization button. This is where we control the right-click functionality of our mouse. I'm going to select this button, and when the right-click customization dialog comes up, I want to ensure that we are both using the same settings. So I want to make sure that we're both set to Shortcut Menu, Shortcut Menu, Shortcut Menu. That means that every time we right-click, Autocad is going to bring up a context-sensitive menu and not do something else. This way we're both using the same settings. You'll be able to do the same things I do throughout this title. I'm going to click Apply and Close, and then I'm going to click OK to dismiss the Options dialog. At first glance, the Options dialog box may seem a little intimidating. However, as you continue to use the software, you'll begin to recognize the relationship between the commands, the interface, and the user preferences. Soon, changing your settings will become second nature.